every time you eat, you're either healing yourself or slowly killing yourself. Sounds harsh? Because it's true. Today, stroke is not just a threat, it's reality. And if you're over 60, the risk increases every single year. The stats are scary. 1 in 4 strokes happens during sleep, right after dinner. But here's the good news. Scientists have proven that specific dinners can reduce stroke risk by over 40%, even in people over 70. Today we'll break down 5 of these dinners. One of them right now.
You might think stroke is about blood pressure, or just about aging, but most often, it's simply about what you eat for dinner. After 60, your blood vessels become more fragile, and your brain more sensitive to inflammation, sugar, and heavy fats. If your plate includes sausage, white bread, potatoes, and butter, you're sending stroke an invitation. The top enemies after 60: trans fats, excess salt, fast carbs, lack of omega-3. And here's the key. One dinner swap can start restoring your blood vessels. Proven by Harvard. Seriously. Patient from Finland. At 72, Helmi, Finland, had a mini-stroke. Doctors said, "You won't survive the next one." But she did. And now she even rides a bike. What did she change? Dinner. Her dietitian gave her one simple recipe: salmon, quinoa, spinach, a little lemon, and olive oil. 3 months later, cholesterol dropped. Inflammation decreased, blood circulation improved. Brain tests showed better memory. Her story was published in the Nordic Nutrition Journal. Now let's break down why this dinner works 100%. Dinner number 5. Salmon plus quinoa plus spinach. Meet the meal that extends life and protects the brain. Salmon rich in omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, that nourish brain vessels, reduces inflammation, decreases blood viscosity. Quinoa, high in magnesium and potassium, key minerals for heart health. Gluten-free, doesn't trigger gut inflammation, helps stabilize blood sugar. Spinach, source of folic acid, vitamin K, and antioxidants. Improves blood flow. Lowers homocysteine, an amino acid that damages vessels. Olive oil. Contains monounsaturated fats. Supports vessel elasticity. Activates longevity genes. SIRT1. Lemon alkalizes. Enhances iron absorption. Stimulates bile flow. Cleansing. How to cook it in 15 minutes. Remember this: it's simple, fast, and powerful. Ingredients: salmon fillet, 150 gram quinoa, 1/2 cup fresh spinach, 2 handfuls olive oil, 1 tablespoon lemon, 2 wedges. Garlic, 1 clove, sea salt, pepper to taste. Instructions: rinse and boil quinoa for 12 minutes. Grill or bake salmon, 8 to 10 minutes at 100°. Lightly sauté spinach with garlic in olive oil, 2 minutes. Plate everything, drizzle with lemon, add a pinch of salt. Enjoy a dinner that heals your brain. Total time: 15 minutes. Why it works. Let's break down why this specific combo of ingredients extends your life. 2021. Study, Neurology Journal. People with high omega-3 levels had 43% lower stroke mortality, even when starting after age 70. Harvard Study 2019. Dinner with quinoa plus greens plus fish. 22% cognitive improvement in seniors over 6 months. Spanish Health Institute. Mediterranean diet, with salmon at its core, reduced ischemic stroke risk by 48%. Finnish Study 2020. Every meal rich in folate in spinach lowers homocysteine, a key cause of brain vessel aging. Tonight, you can eat a dinner that gives your brain a second chance. No pills needed, just salmon, quinoa, and greens. That's it. If you care about yourself or your parents, show them this recipe. Let food be medicine, not a threat. In the next episode, dinner number 4, which protects your arteries just as well as meds, using everyday ingredients already in your fridge. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. Food that cleans arteries better than pills. They told you that arteries age, that with time they just get clogged. But no one told you you can clean them with dinner. Today, you'll learn a recipe that's not only delicious, it works like a natural vascular detox, proven by doctors, backed by research, costs pennies. And yes, this meal is especially recommended for those with hypertension, poor circulation, headaches, high stroke risk. Fact: why stroke loves dirty arteries. Do you know what causes stroke in the elderly most often? Not just high blood pressure, but dirty blood, cholesterol, inflammation, thick blood. When vessels are inflamed, they narrow. When blood is thick, it can't reach the brain. If a vessel closes at night, stroke happens. WHO data: 85% of all strokes are ischemic, caused by blockage, most often due to poor diet. Story: Grandpa Ivan, 76, Krasnodar. He never smoked, never drank. But at 74, stroke. He survived, but spoke slowly. Hands trembled. Doctor said, "If you don't change your diet, you won't get up next year." His granddaughter brought in a dietitian. Instead of pasta with sausage, Ivan started eating lentils, carrots, celery, turmeric. 6 months later, normal blood pressure, no more arrhythmia, improved memory. He started painting and playing chess again. It's not a miracle. It's the power of dinner. Dinner number 4. Lentils plus veggies plus turmeric. This is food that heals vessels and brain at the cellular level. Lentils: plant protein, zero cholesterol, high fiber, lowers LDL, bad cholesterol, source of iron and folic acid. Carrots: beta-carotene, antioxidant, improves capillary health, supports vision and memory. Celery: lowers blood pressure, apigenin, boosts microcirculation, stimulates kidneys, flushes excess fluid. Turmeric: curcumin reduces vascular inflammation, protects from clots, supports brain neuroplasticity. Olive oil plus garlic: reduce oxidative stress, prevent atherosclerosis, improve vessel flexibility. Recipe: quick, hearty, healthy. 15 minutes and you've got anti-stroke protection on your plate. Ingredients: lentils, 3/4 cup carrot, 1 piece celery, 1 stalk garlic, 1 clove, turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon. Olive oil, 1 tablespoon. Bay leaf salt, pepper to taste. How to cook: soak lentils for 2 hours or rinse thoroughly, boil for 15 minutes. Add chopped vegetables, spices, bay leaf, cook until soft, add oil at the end. Ready. Eat with love for both your brain and heart. You can add green peas or a piece of avocado. Goes great with buckwheat or a slice of whole grain bread. What the studies say. British study, Lancet 2020. People who ate legumes 3 times a week had a 47% lower risk of stroke. Indian Institute of Nutrition. Turmeric improves blood vessel condition even in diabetic patients. American Heart Association. Daily consumption of vegetables reduces the likelihood of arterial blockages and increases vessel elasticity by 29%. European Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Celery can lower blood pressure by 7 to 8 millimeters of mercury within 2 weeks of consumption. You can feed yourself or your parents today, not just with food, but with protection from a stroke. It's just lentils, just vegetables, just spices. But the effect, like a course of treatment. Want to live to 90 without pills? Start with dinner. In the next part, we will show dinner number 3, the most delicious way to remove clots without medication. Clots? Aspirin? Here's food that works softer and stronger. Do you know why strokes often happen at night? The blood thickens, the heart works slower, and if there's a clot somewhere, it just blocks the vessel. That's why millions of people take aspirin. But it has side effects: ulcers, stomach bleeding. But there is food that works gently, naturally, and even tastier. Today, I'll show you dinner that makes the blood flow smoothly, like a teenager's. What is more dangerous? Thick blood or high blood pressure? Paradox. Even with normal blood pressure, you can have a stroke if your blood is thick. A clot is not always the result of cholesterol. Often, it's just thick blood, especially in people over 60. Causes: low water intake, sweets, and baked goods. Sedentary lifestyle stress. The result: blood stagnation, microclots, and the risk of brain vessel blockages. Harvard Medical School study: a diet rich in antioxidants and omega-3 reduces the risk of thrombosis by 42%. Story: Galina, 68 years old, Belgorod. She used to take aspirin every morning just in case. 6 months later, a burning sensation in her stomach. Another month, gastritis. The doctor said, either medication or look for natural methods. She went to a nutritionist. Since then, for dinner, a warm salad with red cabbage, pomegranate, and salmon. 2 months later, her blood became thinner. Blood pressure stabilized. Her stomach was like new. And, bonus, she lost 4 kilograms. Dinner, Bursker 3, cabbage, salmon, pomegranate. This dinner is like first aid for your blood, and it's really tasty. Red cabbage contains anthocyanins, improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, protect brain cells from oxidation. Pomegranate thins. The blood lowers homocysteine levels, a stroke trigger. Increases nitric oxide levels, dilates blood vessels. Salmon, or any fatty fish. Omega-3, a natural anticoagulant, protects against clots, supports heart rhythm. Olive oil plus lemon juice. Reduce blood viscosity. Alleviate vessel spasms. Stimulate the gallbladder and metabolism. Recipe: warm salad in 10 minutes, light but filling, warm but refreshing, and super healthy. Ingredients: red cabbage, 150 grams. Salmon, boiled, baked, or grilled. 100 grams pomegranate seeds, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, 1 teaspoon some pumpkin seeds. Optional. Salt, pepper to taste. How to cook: thinly slice the cabbage, pour hot water over it, or lightly fry in a dry pan. Break the salmon with a fork. Mix everything together. Add pomegranate, oil, lemon, and spices. Garnish with seeds. Ready? You can add boiled chickpeas, avocado, or spinach. Scientific data. Proven on humans. University of Oslo. People who ate fatty fish 3 times a week had 50% fewer clots in their vessels. Nutrition Reviews Journal. Pomegranate reduces C-reactive protein levels, a marker of vessel inflammation. European Cardiology Association. Consuming red cabbage increases HDL, good cholesterol, levels by 19%. Don't wait for thick blood to make the first move. Start thinning it deliciously today. Dinner is not just food. It's a chance. Make this salad for yourself, for your parents, for those who are dear to you. And don't forget, in the next part, we'll have dinner that improves brain function and memory. Even if you're over 70, subscribe and like if you want to keep a clear mind until 90 and beyond.
Dear friends, we are happy to have you with us. We'd like to remind you that the information provided in this material is for informational purposes only and is not medical advice. Before making any changes to your diet or lifestyle, always consult with a doctor or a qualified specialist. Your health is the most important thing, and it's essential to take care of it in a thoughtful and responsible way. Subscribe to our channel to receive even more valuable and interesting content that will help you improve your quality of life and maintain your health. We're excited to accompany you on this journey. wishing you good health, energy, and positive emotions. We continue to share valuable tips and inspiring ideas to improve your well being.
Food for a clear mind, even after 70. Our brain is like a supercomputer, but if you don't charge it, it starts to freeze. What nourishes it? B vitamins, omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, fiber, if it's lacking. The following start: slowness, forgetfulness, slurred speech, increased risk of ischemic stroke, Tufts. University study. A diet high in plant nutrients improves cognitive function by 38% in elderly people. Story: Barbara, 73 years old, Portland, Oregon. Barbara suddenly forgot where she lived. She just left the store and got confused. Doctors said early-stage vascular dementia. Her son, a medic, started restructuring her diet. For dinner, instead of pizza and potatoes, quinoa, broccoli, nuts, and spices. 3 months later, her concentration was like a 40-year-old's. No more forgotten names and addresses, sleep improved, and anxiety disappeared. Barbara still eats this dinner 4 times a week and shares the recipe with her neighbors. Dinner number 4. Quinoa, broccoli, turmeric, nuts. You won't believe it, but this food literally builds new connections between neurons. Quinoa, a source of B vitamins and protein, contains magnesium, improves brain cell connection, gluten-free, easily digestible. Broccoli contains sulforaphane, a powerful antioxidant, protects brain vessels, stimulates the production of neurotransmitters. Turmeric curcumin crosses the blood-brain barrier, reduces brain inflammation, improves memory, even in people with early dementia. Walnut, source of omega-3, stimulates serotonin and dopamine production, improves sleep, mood, and memory. Recipe: brain booster dinner. Cook it once, and you won't be able to refuse. Tastes like it's from a vegan cafe in San Francisco. Ingredients: quinoa, 80 gram, 1/2 cup. Broccoli, 150 gram. Turmeric, 1 teaspoon. Nuts, walnuts or pecans. 1 oz TBSP olive oil. 1 teaspoon garlic. 1 clove lemon juice. 1 teaspoon a little pepper, salt. How to cook: rinse quinoa and cook 10 to 12 minutes. Cut broccoli and steam so it remains slightly crunchy. Fry garlic in olive oil, add turmeric. Mix everything: quinoa, broccoli, oil with spices. Top with nuts, drizzle with lemon juice. Enjoy! Scientific data. The brain loves this food. Harvard Health Publishing. Turmeric improves memory in elderly people by 28% after 18 weeks of regular intake. American Academy of Neurology. People who consume green vegetables and nuts daily had 41% less age-related memory decline. University of California. A diet including quinoa and broccoli slows down brain atrophy in elderly patients with early Alzheimer's. If you want your brain to work, well, feed it properly. You won't believe it, but dinner can replace half a pill. Cook this dish, take a photo, send it to grandma, or dad, or a forgetful friend. In the next part, we will reveal a dinner that cleans the arteries from cholesterol, even if you are 75. Clean arteries. No stroke, you may feel healthy. But if your arteries are clogged, a stroke can strike unexpectedly. According to CDC statistics, 1 in 5 strokes occurs in people without symptoms. The main enemy? Cholesterol. It slowly accumulates, narrows the arteries, and one day cuts off blood flow to the brain. But there is a dinner that doctors call food for the vessels. Ready? It's a bomb. What cholesterol does to the brain. Cholesterol is like dirt in the pipes. Over time, it clogs them, and then it bursts. When arteries narrow, blood does not reach, parts of the brain cells begin to die, ischemic stroke occurs. If you are over 60, your blood flow is already 30% slower than in youth. Now, attention! An American Heart Association study. Eating salmon, spinach, garlic, and quinoa 3 times a week reduces bad cholesterol levels by 22 to 30%. Story. Jerry, 68, Austin, Texas. Jerry doesn't smoke or drink, but one day he lost his speech while driving. Stroke. After recovering, he completely revised his diet. The nutritionist gave him a simple plan. Every evening, a portion of fatty fish, greens, and grains. After 4 months, cholesterol dropped from 240 to 178, sleep became sound, shortness of breath, and blood pressure spikes disappeared. Now Jerry shares the recipe in the veterans group and calls it Dinner Without a Heart Attack. Dinner number 5. Salmon, spinach, garlic, quinoa. These products act like a vacuum cleaner for the vessels. They directly cleanse the arteries of fat. Salmon, or other fatty fish, rich in omega-3, reduces triglycerides, prevents blood clots, improves blood flow. Spinach, source of nitrates, dilates blood vessels, contains lutein, protects artery walls, reduces blood pressure. Garlic, natural anticoagulant, activates liver enzymes that remove cholesterol, thins the blood. Quinoa contains fiber, binds cholesterol in the intestines, helps keep blood sugar stable, reduces inflammation. Recipe: Dinner for clean arteries. This is not just delicious. It's like surgery, only tastier and painless. Ingredients: salmon fillet, 150 and 200 g spinach, 100 g fresh or frozen. Quinoa, a 70 g garlic, 2 cloves. Olive oil, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, teaspoon a pinch of black pepper and turmeric. How to cook: rinse quinoa and cook for 10 minutes. Bake or fry the salmon without oil with garlic and spices. Sauté spinach slightly in olive oil. Combine everything on a plate. Drizzle with lemon juice. Tip: eat no later than 2 hours before bedtime. It will digest better. Research results. Harvard School of Public Health. Food high in omega-3 reduces the risk of stroke by 48%. National Institutes of Health, NIH. Spinach and greens activate the brain's internal detox. Cleveland Clinic. A combination of garlic and quinoa helps lower blood pressure and LDL levels. What's next?
You can choose pizza and pills, or food that protects you. Every day, quietly, reliably, these 5 dinners. Protect vessels, strengthen the brain, fight inflammation, reduce the risk of stroke. Remember, a stroke is not a coincidence. It's often the result of dinner. If you want your loved ones to live longer, share this video with them, save the recipe, and let's meet for a healthy dinner today.